jobs over the next 5 years if it gets re-elected. Treasurer Josh Frydenberg is in Sydney and joins us now. Morning to you, Treasurer. Thanks so much for your time. First of all,
good morning, Monique.
How do you plan to create these new jobs? Which industries in particular are you targeting?
Well, it's right across the economy. We're going to see more jobs being created. Let's not forget that since the Coalition came to government, Monique, there are nearly 2 million more Australians who are now in work. Despite the pandemic, the unemployment rate is now at its equal lowest level in 48 years at just 4%. And in the budget that I handed down just over a week ago, it was forecast that the unemployment rate would fall further to 3.75%. The budget laid out our economic plan, and that included more jobs in manufacturing, including building some more supply chain resilience, investing in skills with $5,000 payments to apprentices and up to $15,000 to the employers who take them on, backing small business with 120% tax deductions for those small businesses that reskill their workers or invest in new technology, whether it's hardware or software. We're investing in our regions with a $21 billion plan for transport infrastructure, water infrastructure, energy infrastructure, more health services into our regions, as well as telecommunications. So right across the board, we have the economic plan that will create those new jobs right across the economy.
But why are you creating new jobs? We're already hearing from employers that they can't find Australians to fill the jobs that they're currently listing, and their businesses are suffering.
Well, we're creating more jobs because there's real dignity in work, and everyone who can be in a job, who wants a job, can therefore then provide for themselves and for their family. We have a series of programs that is designed to skill up Australians so that we can meet those workforce shortages. You see, Australia's experience, Monique, in previous recessions has seen an unemployment rate remain elevated for up to a decade. That was the 1990s experience. This time round, as you say, we've been able to get the unemployment rate down pretty quickly, indeed ahead of the rest of the world.
I get that.
And what we're seeking to do is to train up Australians to take those jobs.
Okay, are you talking about people that say that they're underemployed to take this, or have you got a big plan for a migration push so you can fill all these jobs?
Well, our migration numbers were set out very clearly in the budget, and the good news is that since the borders started to reopen from November last year, we've started to see more tourists come, more international students helping to create jobs here in Australia, and skilled workers coming. But it's not about migration per se, it's about training up Australians to take those jobs that are now available. And that's why our program, investing in apprenticeships, investing in manufacturing, backing small business, securing our regions, is all about creating those jobs. And we have the track record to prove it. You see, when Labor was last in government, the unemployment rate was 5.7%. Today, it's 4%. And I said on budget night, Monique, that the unemployment rate was at the equal lowest in 48 years. I don't know what Anthony Albanese was listening to, because somehow he seemed to forget this massive fall in unemployment.
I get all of that. What I don't get is who are you planning to take all the jobs if you're creating 1.3 million? But listen, we need to move on to Anthony Albanese now, who of course was caught out yesterday. He found quite an unlikely ally in John Howard, who said who cares when he didn't know what the unemployment rate was. What do you think? Does it matter whether he can reel that figure off the top of his head?
Well, firstly, I think he's getting pretty desperate if he's relying on John Howard for political cover. I mean, John Howard has said Anthony Albanese is not a person of substance and is trying to sneak into government with no policies and effectively off the back of the Coalition's economic plan. So I wouldn't be relying on John Howard. What we do know is that Anthony Albanese has never held a Treasury portfolio. He's never delivered a budget. When he has been in opposition, he's always championed higher taxes, from a carbon tax to a congestion tax, from death duties to superannuation and retirees taxes and housing taxes. That's been his track record. And now with the spotlight on him because the election is being called, for the first time Australians are getting a good look at the alternative Prime Minister, and so far he's been out of his depth.
All right, thank you very much, Treasurer Josh Frydenberg. I know you have to go. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Monique.
Here's Koshi.